Do a little ride to work, I guess, on the new 2019 Street Glide Special. She's a beaut. Come on. There we go. Yeah, it's a little chilly this morning. 45 degrees, I think it was. It's supposed to be a nice day, no rain. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, baby. So it's been a while since I made a video. This will be kind of a test video, I guess, again. Don't know if I've got the camera set right. But I made the decision to trade in the Rocket. My baby, my favorite bike I ever had. But just got to the point it was so old that repairing it wasn't worth putting the money into repair. And do what needed to be done to get it touring worthy again. And once that determination was made, well, first of all, I wanted to look at Triumph again and see, did they have, a replacement for the Touring, which of course they don't. They have a Rocket 3 GT that came out last year. And the Ski Bunny just said no, that wasn't going to work. It has a tiny little sissy bar, small bags. It's not a touring machine like we're used to. So I started looking. I looked at the BMW. Shit, now I can't think of it. K6 maybe. Looked at the F6B Honda, Yamaha Venture, a Goldwing. Forget. I wasn't into that either. And so it really came down to the Harley or the Indian. And I've always said if I ever were to buy a Harley, the one I'd get is a Street Glide. So I fell in love with this guy, Barracuda Silver. So it's a brand new 2019. I went in, I was going to buy a 2020, the River Rock Denim. I went down to Sun Harley. I had them pull several bikes out so I could look at them all. And it's amazing what you like online, what you see online, and in pictures you think that's what you're going to like. So for me it was that River Rock Denim. But when I saw it side by side with this guy, I mean, there was just no comparison. I liked the silver better. Saved a few grand because it was a 19. so that was a plus as well, but it was really came down to the color. So the streak light special is all blacked out in this Barracuda silver. The contrast between the black and the silver paint is just sweet. Still in the break-in period, 335 miles. Got to get to 500 miles. Not supposed to take it over 3,500 RPM. Supposed to vary your speeds and all that stuff. But then again, people down at the Harley dealer and a lot of people who will ride it, just ride it how you ride. So a lot of advice going with that. I think I'll take it easy. Being my first Harley, I think the break-in period might be important, so we're just going to follow those instructions. But it's been interesting going from a triple, big old, huge triple, right, 2300 cc. And this is like well, it's 114 cubic inch, so it's, I don't know, like 1850, almost 1900 cc. But this one has 6 gears and the Rocket had 5. So, big difference on the freeway. This thing seems a lot smoother at speed. Not to mention it's not as big a bike. Specs say it's just as heavy, which I'm not quite sure about that, but it fits me better. Not taking anything against the Rocket, I love that bike, but the power that it gave me. Still more powerful, but this bike handles better. Shorter wheelbase, narrower. I just like it. So I figured we'd do a ride to work video. I haven't done one of these in a while. Beautiful moon, beautiful sunrise happening. Got the full infotainment system. Is check the temperature, 50 degrees right now, so on board. I'm not blasting the music because I got the Cena headset on right now, but the stereo's pretty cool. Especially in town riding. I don't really like blasting it at myself at full blast through a full face helmet. But when I've cruised around town and I have my bucket helmet on or whatever, it's just great. So this is a Sunday, 4:52 in the morning, and you can see the traffic is non-existent, which is beautiful. See what I mean? I'm doing, again, I'm not supposed to go over 3,500 RPMs, but sitting at 3,000 RPMs, I'm doing 80, and this thing is not even trying. But that 6th gear isn't so tall that you can't roll on and overtake somebody either. I got, see, we can go from 80 to 90 pretty quick in 6th gear, just boom. And it's funny, all my friends, that I've never spoken bad about Harley. I've always said Harley makes a good bike. Everybody makes good bikes nowadays. There's no real lemons. And when people pick between bikes, it's a very small, there's little small nitpicks between one to another. You watch like a motorcycle magazine shootout or something with all the different bikes in a category. They're very close. The one thing I did always say is that I thought you got less with the Harley for the same money that you do other manufacturers, as far as stuff on the bike. So this is a Street Glide Special. If I had got the Indian, whatever it was, the Dark Horse, came with LEDs all the way around, came with locking saddlebags, which would have been really nice. Harley doesn't give you even an option to do remote locking saddlebags unless you buy a CVO. That's 40 grand. So yeah, with the Indian you got more stuff all the way around it, but there's something to be said for the Harley dealer network. I mean, with the Triumph, when we had issues, when we were in Taos and I lost a tire, I had to get it towed all the way south to Santa Fe or Albuquerque, whichever one's southernmost, Albuquerque, just to find a dealer that would change a tire on that Triumph. With Harley, at least you know that any decent sized American town, there's probably a Harley dealer or somewhere close. And when you ride as much as the Ski Bunny and I do, and tour as much as we do, that was a big consideration. So how I got over the fact that I was getting less for the same money for stuff on the bike, if you don't care about brand names, I got over that by understanding that you just got to pay for that dealer network and support network. That's why you're paying a premium. At least that's how I justified it anyway. Not to mention, I think the Street Glide was the sexiest of all those options we talked about. So yeah. There. This does not have the suspension the Rocket did. Today it's pretty nice. Let's go ahead and put the brights on. Why not? I don't see any other traffic around. Not enough to worry about anyway. So things I've added the Clockworks flip windscreen, 6.5 inch, which is just perfect for me and my height, where with full face that wind is coming right at the top of this helmet I'm wearing now, right into the vents, right where you want it. But on my half face, really, damn, that's a bad spot. It goes over my head, doesn't bother me, it doesn't buff it. And with the stock it did. Took a ride up to Fort Collins and back the other day and realized that, so we got that. I got the Willie G grips, got the Willie G cover here, fuel tank cover. I ordered a horn cover that's Willie G. That'll probably be all of that I'll do. Took the stupid reflectors off. The back was a pain in the ass, and then on the front forks. What else? I've got Reinhardt Racing slip-on sitting at home, just waiting for a freaking day off. Hopefully Tuesday. I have to work Monday, but Tuesday, those are going on. Some little touches I like. It's not a cop, is it? Nope. One thing it's hard to get used to is with Harley, the blinker, the signal switch, there's the left is on the left, the right is on the right. Every other motorcycle I've ever ridden my entire life has had that on the left side, like a normal bike. I guess that's just a Harley thing to get used to, but it's taken me a little bit. I'm still not used to it. Still have to think, oh yeah, right thumb, you turn right. Left isn't so bad, because that's what I'm used to. Off again. Forgot they were on. That's all I'm asking. Because I'm doing like 85. Yeah, I was worried about coming down in power from the Rocket to this, and it is a step down in power, but I haven't really noticed it. This thing's got enough torque and enough oomph that this Milwaukee 8 is a really cool V-twin. The last V-twin I had was the Suzuki Intruder 1400. That thing was a gutless dog. It was fine if it was just me, but if I had the wife on the back, forget it. This is much, much, much better. Right, yeah, right switch, Marcus. There you go. The self-canceling on this is really sweet. I mean, not right there, but you just lean a little bit. Probably the best self-canceling blinkers I've ever had on any of the mini bikes I've had. So kudos on that one to Harley. Yes, it does. You can see I'm just not even struggling. Alright, we better kick it down a notch or two or three. in the Coors Valley. The brewery. Kind of a cool sight. Shit, it'll be 15 years for me in July. It's crazy. Welcome to Golden. Man, it didn't take me long at all to get here today. Beautiful morning, huh? Well, I hope I don't get in too much trouble, but instead of having to pull my wallet out, I think I'm just going to follow this guy right through. Oh boy, I'll probably hear some shit about that. Oh well. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hit gravel. About dumped it. That would have sucked. That would have sucked major. And that's it.